The ancient and pre-Spanish era. It is believed that the first inhabitants of the Philippines arrived over 300,000 years ago. It is commonly thought that they migrated over a land bridge, which existed at the time from the Asian mainland. The next known inhabitation is when the Negrito or Aita arrived in the islands around 25,000 years ago. However, they were driven back by several waves of immigrants from Indonesia, only to be followed by the maritime peoples of the Malayan Islands. Mines have been found in the Philippines, dating back to at least 1000 before Common Era. Their physical presence and the written history by the early Spanish settlers suggest that the Filipinos were actively mining for precious metals thousands of years before peoples in other regions of the area. The type of metals that were mined including silver, copper, gold, and iron. Many of these metals were used as decorations for their homes, as well as on their personages. During this same period in history, the peoples of the region were building the rice terraces and the other agricultural wonders that are known as commonplace today through the Asian communities. Contact with Chinese traders was recorded in 1982, and some cultural influences from South Asia, such as a Sanskrit-based writing system, were carried to the islands by the Indonesian and empires of Srivijaya from 7th to 13th century and Mahapahit from 13th to 16th century. But in comparison with the other parts of the region, the influence of both China and India on the Philippines was of little importance. The peoples of the Philippine archipelago, unlike most of the other peoples of Southeast Asia, never adopted Hinduism or Buddhism. Society is divided to three classes: Datu, Maharlika, and slave. A person's status may immediately be changed in this period. The Datu is the leader, Maharlika are the soldiers, and slaves are the lower class. People become slaves due to inherited status captured by the enemies in war, cannot pay their dues, and sold to become slave. There are two kinds of slaves: aliping namamahay who have houses and work only during sowing and harvest. Aliping sagigilid, on the other hand, live in their master's house and do whatever their masters tell them to do. The barangay is the basic unit of government. It may compose of 30 to 100 families. Every barangay is autonomous and is ruled by either a datu, raha, king, or lakan. The duties of a datu are in times of peace, executive, legislator, and chief justice. In times of war, he is the commander of chief in the armed forces, and in foreign affairs, he enables traitors and trus or sanduguan. How to be a datu? Inherited by the eldest child or chosen by community according to their characteristics. The laws during that time were either written or not. Unwritten laws are spoken laws that are passed by word of mouth and may be passed through generations. Written laws are made by the datu and the council of elders, which is proclaimed by the umalo hokan. Family during those times were encouraged by the society to be equal status, but it does not discourage marriages of different class. Divorce is not allowed in some parts of the country due to if wife is unfaithful, if the man abandons his wife and the children, and domestic violence of impotence.